Hello, everyone. A beautiful morning to you. I hope you all are doing great. In today's session, we'll be looking at design thinking for social innovation in social welfare. We want to understand what design thinking is all about, the design thinking process, and how we can use design thinking methodology to identify real problems in the community and provide necessary solutions or solutions that will address the need of community members. Let's get at it. So, what is design thinking for social innovations? Now, design thinking can be seen as a solution focused endeavor. It is a problem solving methodology or processes that social workers, innovators, and individuals that care to address the problems of the people in the society, embrace to get desired outcome of on an inner problem or to work for future plan. Communities have problems. There's no society or communities that you will go into that you will not see or encounter problems that is being faced by community members. If you so care about their welfare, if you so care about solving problems in this community as a social worker, then your desired outcome should be how to help them solve this problem and they live happily ever after. And that is the point of you are looking forward. You have a future plan to work on and solve these community problems. So see design thinking as a problem-based and solution-focused. There's problem, how do we address it? This is the solution that is being put in place to solve the problems identified. Design thinking allows for the user of the system to have a more structured plan or approach for understanding innovation and to grow more as the problems is evolving and you are providing solutions that will tackle the problems. Have it at the back of your mind that problems are not going anywhere. They are constant. Problems are constant. And as far as they are constant, there is need for evolving solutions that will be tackling the problems in the community. So, and that is why design thinking process or methodology is very important in solving social problems. Design thinking is a methodology that involves continuous improvement on the identified problems and the solutions that you are using to tackle the problems in the community. Right. Design thinking process in social welfare. There are processes, there are methods that you need to take into cognizance. That if you don't follow this method, these processes, you are not going to achieve your desired outcome as a social worker in solving the problems of the community. So it is very important that you solve or you follow these processes to solving the needs of the community members. So what do you do? What's the first step? The first step is to be in their shoes, is to empathize with them. That's what we call empathy. Empathy is, bringing yourself into these problems, in understanding the problems that people face in the community. You must understand where the shoe pinches for the community members. When they wear their shoe, you want to know whether it pinches them or not. You want to know what they are really facing in the community, and that's why you need to empathize with them. If you don't get into their shoe, if you don't mix with them, if you don't relate with them, you cannot get their real problems. Hence, you just be solving a problem that will not address their needs. So you need to empathize with them. When you empathize with them, when you get to them, when you understand what they are facing, then you can now identify several problems, because problems that will be confronting them will not be just one. They will have several problems. And so when you get to the community, when you relate with several people in the community using different metrics to get information from them, then you can understand that this is what these people are facing. And once you understand what they are facing, then you'll be able to identify their several problems. Define the problem. How do you define the problem? Once you identify that this is what they are facing, these are what they are facing, then you can now begin to, break these problems down into different layers, because you want to understand the source of the problem. So you are not going to just address the holistic problem. You want to break it down to understand the source of the problem. And so the way design thinking process works is that you are going to even identify or break down the major problems into up to 99 problems. So, and that's what we call understanding the problems in design thinking. When you empathize you empathize with them, then you now define the problems. In the course of defining the problems, you will now get different views of community members about their problems, and that's when you break it down into many problems. Once you're able to do this, you will now prune the problem down. What you do in this sense is that you not you cluster the problems. From the 99 problems you have identified, or you have broken down, then you begin to cluster them. Which one relate to this? How are they relatable? How are these problems relatable? How are these problems relatable? You cluster them. And once you have been able to cluster them, then you now identify which one is their pressing problems. Problems that if you solve immediately, they begin to live a very happy, satisfied, and comfortable life. There are metrics that we use in determining, in identifying or prioritizing such problems. We will not be looking at that in this session. But just have it at the back of your mind that for you to really get the problems of the community members, you need to empathize with them, and you need to define the problems. You need to prioritize the problem. And once you have been able to do these two or match these two together, then you do what we call ideate. How do you ideate? You brainstorm, you consult. In fact, at ideation stage, you begin to work together with different people, that have gone to the field to collect data from the community. You brainstorm, you do critical thinking. You even reflect based on your experiences on the field or in the community. And once you begin to do that, different ideas come to your mind. Not just one idea, not just two, not just three, different ideas. In fact, at this stage, I advise that you identify about 99 ideas. Once you do that, you cluster the ideas again and prioritize. Here, you are now working with team or people that you are bringing on board to solve the problems together. Remember, you cannot do it alone. So you need a team. A 3-man team, a 4-man team, a 5-man team, depending on your expertise and the problems you are looking at in the community. So you brainstorm, you do critical thinking, you reflect, and come up with ideal solution, ideas that will solve the problems you have identified. Now, once you are able to do this, then you now prototype. What do you mean by prototype? You have this thing in your head. This is what you have been able to resolve. Then how can we do a schematic diagram, a pictorial representation? If it is just to sketch something, this is how the solution will work out. Or if it is a storytelling, once you tell your story, backed up with pictures, any person that you are showing this prototype to will be able to relate with you that, oh, this is what you are trying to do, and this solution will address the needs of these people just by seeing the prototype. Now, once you come up with your prototype, of course, it has not become a final product or service. You take it back to the community to test run, to pilot it. Once community member sees your prototype, you will know there and then whether it will meet their needs or not, because you are carrying them along. You are asking questions that this is what you have. Do you think this thing will solve your problem? Do you think this solution that you have sketched, that you have designed, this story on how to solve your problem, will it eventually solve your problem? You coin out questions that they will be able to answer, and you will determine whether your test or your prototype or your solution is, will be able to solve their problem. What you are doing there is you are validating your prototype. You are validating your solution. Once you are able to get information from the testing, you come back. You come back to your lab. You come back to the hub to refine your prototype, to do product design, final product design, and bring out the services or the product. And at this stage, you want to implement. And between ideation and prototype stage, you are exploring. What you are doing is what you are exploring. But at the implementation stage, you are solving, you are taking the solution to the community. And you see, when you look at these processes, from implementation stage, it can go back to empathy. Between empathy, define, ideate, prototype, test, you can still go back. Once you encounter problems, once you see that this solution, there's still need for improvement, you go back. Whether you go back to the ideation stage or you go back to the problem definition stage or the empathies on the empathy stage. So it's an iteration process. You have to go back to redefine, to recoin, to ideate, to test run again and implement until the problem can be solved by the solution you are bringing on board. This is very, very important. Right. What are the innovative strategies to address the identified problems? There are strategies that you can put forward or you can follow to solve or to address the identified problems. Now remember that you cannot solve a problem you don't understand, and that's why the design thinking process or methodology is very important. When you go through these steps, you will understand their problems more, and that's why I made mention of empathy. You need to empathize with them. You need to mix with them to be able to understand their problems. And once you're able to do that, you will define their problems, identify 99 problems, and come up with one singular one. That will be their major problems. The same thing with the ideation, the solutions, your ideas. 99 ideas, come up with one. Prototype, test, and implement. Now, once you're able to do this, to even understand the solution you are bringing on board or the solution that you want to use to address their problem, you need to do what we call secondary research. Secondary research is about going online, reading journals, articles, searching that this solution, has there been this solution in this society or in other climes? You want to research. You want to see what is happening in other places in relation to the solution you want to use to tackle the problem. You want to see whether this problem exists in other climes and the solutions they have used to tackle the problems. And that's what secondary research is all about. Once you do your secondary research, understand the problem well, and the solution. Then you will now know whether your solution will be able to meet their needs or not. That's the first angle. That's the first strategy. The second one is the primary research, known to unknown. You will still go back to the community, to different community, and say, this solution, this is what we have been able to put, we have been able to, produce, we have been able to come up with. This is the product, this is the service. Will it meet your needs? Primary research is more of ethnographic. You are using different metrics like questionnaire, like interview, like focus group discussion, like key informant interview to get ideas, excuse me, to get ideas on how you can, even improve on the solution. The way you are looking at it, that you want to solve that problem, may not even be the way the community sees it. In fact, community members will even tell you whether your solution, somebody is working on it, or it's already in the market, or one NGO or one organization is on the process or is solving the problem. That is why you need to do your primary research. Once you do your primary research, you will now get it clear whether your solution has been solved or not. There's no way you do your secondary research and your primary research that you will not know, or you don't get clear understanding on how to address these social problems. And these two strategies are very powerful in addressing the identified problem. I hope you are following. Now, there's what we call prototyping and testing innovative solutions in social welfare. You have done the necessary research, you have done the secondary, you have done the primary, you have followed the design thinking process or methodology. Part of the process or methodology is the assumption testing. How do you test? How do you validate the assumption, your assumption? For instance, the major problem in a particular community is the deviant young adults that are causing menace in the community. And you want to ask questions. These deviant young people in the community, this solution, if we begin this solution in this community, these programs that you have identified, or this technology-driven solution, will it be able to tackle insecurity in this community? Will it be able to change the mindset and orientation of these young people to begin to conform to the social norms and laws in the community? Will it begin to discourage them from, being deviant and becoming a responsible member in the society? These are the assumptions you want to validate. You will have written down your assumption and you are taking it to the community to validate. So what are your assumptions concerning the solution? This solution, it will address this, it will address this, it will address this, it will address this. These are your assumptions. Remember, you are still on the prototyping and testing stage. These are your assumptions. You bring out different solutions that will tackle that major problems, and you validate your assumptions. Once you're able to go to the field to do that, then you now get more assurance that your product or your services on the social welfare package will solve the problems in the community. There's what we call viability testing. Viability testing is that this solution, will community members buy into it? And that's why you need to carry them along right from the onset. Would they buy into it? Even if they cannot afford it, would they be able to bring out money to buy into the solution or patronize your solution or product or services? Would your problem as a social worker, will the solution be able to get funding to be able to solve this problem? So that's viability testing. Desirability testing is, would they desire your solution? Would they desire your solution? And there are questions you need to ask to determine whether they really desire, they really want this solution is really addressing their problems. And defensibility testing is the community members, when they see it, when they desire it, when it meets their unmet and latent needs. There's what we call unmet and latent needs. When it meets them, they will be the one to defend your solution. No, this solution and this program, this is what it will solve. It's even better than the other program that government have come to the community to solve or to address. They will defend your solution, they will defend your service, they will defend your program. Once the community member sees it as their solution, as their own thing, then you know that it has passed through or it has scaled through defensibility stage. Once you are able to get that assurance, then the solution or the program is then visible. You now know that it is visible because it has passed or scaled through the metrics of viability, desirability, and defensibility. Then you now know that it is visible. And that is why from onset, I keep saying it, that you must go through those design thinking processes. Very, very germane. Are we together? Now, there's what we also call rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping is about building what works. The way you see the problem yesterday may not be the way it will appear tomorrow. Solutions that you are using to solve a problem can even birth more problems if care is not taken. Problems that you don't even envisage in the community. And that is why you need the concept of rapid prototyping, continuous improvement on the innovation you are using to solve their problems. And that's why the iteration is very important. You go back, you redesign, you reprototype, and this process will be very fast. I give you an example of To Go. You all know To Go. WhatsApp is part of the platform that killed To Go. In fact, the model of To Go is what WhatsApp used. But To Go failed to iterate. They failed to change. They failed to innovate. And that is why they did not stand the test of time. Nairaland, for instance, too, has not been able to innovate new things for the past 2-3 years. And if care is not taken, another platform will just sweep it off. And that is why constant innovation is very important. Don't let the community members get bored of your solution. Once you know that or you understand that this solution has met certain needs, see how you can improve on that need, on that solution to even solve more specified problems. And that's why you continue to innovate. And that's what we call rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping solves the problem of funding because people can now see your solution, your ready-made or your semi-ready-made solution. So when they see it, and this will address the needs, they can be able to bring out money to support your programs, to support the product implementation. Rapid prototyping is very important. It is what makes it makes your solution visible to the wider clientele, to the society. So it's about visualization that becomes a model. And in order to achieve this, there's what we call customer co-creation, community co-creation. Community member must be part and parcel of the solution. When you co-create, then they are going to use it. Now it also must pass the usability testing. Can they use it? Can they tell a story about it? So once you co-create and it is usable by the people you have designed the solution for, and they can tell a story around it of how it came into being, then your rapid prototyping, your solution will be highly successful. And that is rapid prototyping and testing your innovative solution. Are we together? Now, strategies for implementing innovative solution in social welfare. You must understand the culture of the people, and based on their culture, there's what we call cultural innovation. So based on their culture, you have understand the culture, then you innovate, you bring out innovation from the culture of the people that you are solving the problem for. From what they will be able to accept, you are bringing out innovation from it. So you must encourage creativity and experimentation within the community members and your team. You can do this through community town halls, exhibitions, workshops, so that you relate with them and they give you feedback, constant feedback on how your solution is evolving and how it will address their problems. You must also investigate the status quo. Status quo means that challenge what has been existing before. Understand what has been existing before and encourage critical thinking and willingness to explore the untried solution. This solution, this is what they have been able to do before. This is what they have not been able to do. Try the what that has not been done. That which that has not been done, try it and see whether it will solve their problems. Of course, to foster a culture of innovation, you must embrace diversity of thought, different culture, different belief system. Everybody must be, included in the solution. Get diverse thought so that your solution will solve their myriads of challenges. This is very important. Another strategy is focused on evidence-based solution. Base your intervention on secondary and primary research. Get data. Get data through needs assessment and pilot this program. Test it, refine the ideas. So let it be evidence-based. This is what you have seen. This is what you have, developed to solve their problem. Let it be so real and unique. And this can only be done when you get them involved. Partners with community associations, community development associations, with research institutions and innovation hubs. Because there you will find different ideas, you get different ideas, you will get experts. You will get the inventions that have been done to tackle the problems you are looking forward to solve in the community. And that's why you need to partner with research institutions and innovations hub, because you have different experts. Take it to the lab. See how you can innovate. You can bring on innovation with the solution. More importantly, embrace data-driven decision making. You must ensure regular monitoring and evaluate the effectiveness of your interventions and adapt them based on the result. And this is what we call focus-based solution. Right. Another one is building partnerships and collaboration. This is very, very important. If you don't collaborate with the community members, with the influencers, and the people that are interested in your solution, it will not be successful. So you must work together to ensure there is shared resources among community members, among people that can influence your solution, that are interested. You must synergize with social welfare organizations, because they are even working with the community. They know how the nitty-gritty of the community. You can collaborate with them to make your solutions cover a wide range of the community. You must also engage government and private sector. There must be that handshake. You must be able to handshake between the government and the private sector. Remember, private sector will give the money, government will bring up policies. They can enact policies, they can support or provide that environment for your solution to thrive. And that's why you must partner with government and private sectors. Partner with communities and the beneficiaries. Involve the people you serve in the design and implementation of your solution. This will foster a sense of ownership and ensure that your intervention is successful and meets their needs. Also, utilize technology and digital tools. Any solution that is not technologically inclined will not be successful. So you must leverage on digital platform to ensure wider outreach and engagement. This is very, very important. Then how do you ensure continuous funding of your solution or financial sustainability? That's why you must have different revenue models, have different funding models as a social worker. Explore grant, donations, impact investment, get investors or international organization that will help fund your solution, fund your programs in order to achieve the aim at the end or the desired outcome. Focus on cost effectiveness. Don't do something or solution that will not be financially sustainable. So solutions that are scalable and offer good value for money. And these are the strategies you must understand. You must decipher to be able to ensure that your solution is solving the problems in the community. How do you overcome barriers of implementation? Like I've been saying, you must build a network of supporters from the government, from the private sector, from the community. You must build a network of supporters. Invest in change management. You must continue to change. You must continue to evolve with your solution. This is very important. Then don't say you want to solve big problem, that you want to solve the problem at once. Start from small and grow big. Start from that local community and scale it. If it has to work in this particular community, it will work in other clients that they have similar challenges. And that's why it's important to start small and demonstrate the value. Leverage on user-friendly technology. This is very important. What are the tools? What are the technologies you can use to promote socially conformable young people in the society? I'm speaking in respect to the problems I identified or I was using to make example in the previous slides. So you must build motivation in the community. Let the community members see it as their own thing. And then you'll be getting feedback on how you can improve on these solution or programs. So these are the ways you can overcome barriers to the implementation of your solution. Now remember I told you social impact wave. Social impact wave is what you can use to test the viability of your solution. You want to see whether if your solution is able to meet these 4 pillars, then you already know that your solution is successful and it will solve the social challenge or problems in the community. So the first thing, you must empower the people of the community. It must equip them with skills and competencies to solve some tasks or to be able to do some things on their own, individually and as a community. So it must empower them to see problems, to do self-help projects, to tackle their own challenges, to break out from that shackles of ignorance. So your solutions must be able to empower the community members. And in the community must see it as their own. They must see it as their own. There must be sense of belongingness, sense of ownership in relation to your solution. So when you have carried them along right from onset, then it becomes their own. They will be able to cherish that solution. And more importantly, there must be equality in the solution, in the product, in the services. Meaning that everybody must be carried along. You must not segregate. There must be inclusiveness. Young, old, small, big, everybody must see it as their own thing. There must be equality. If it's offering job employment, if it's offering employment opportunity, everybody must be able to benefit. So if it is not meeting this, then there is need to refine or rethink about the solution. And also the environment. Is it environmental friendly? What you have used to design your product, will it contribute to environmental development? I hope it will not endanger the people of the community. So you must consider these four quadrants, these four pillars, when you are developing your solution or the programs to tackle the problems you have identified in the community. So it must empower them. Community must see it as their own thing. Everybody must be carried along. They must participate. There must be equal opportunities for them to benefit, and it must be environmental friendly. These are the four social impact pillars that you can use to test your solutions. Once these four pillars have been satisfied, once you have been able to tick them, then your solution is worthwhile. It will be successful. Now, these are the benefits when your solution meets the four, or satisfy the four pillars of the social impact wheel. So community will see it as their own thing. It will promote environmental sustainability. It will ensure or enhances education and economic prosperity in the community. It will promote equality and equity in the community, in the workplace. Provide insight to constantly changing your solutions. It will increase the chance of assistance and funding. It will identify new opportunities and growth. Community will continue to develop. It will improve their comfortability, their well-being, and they will appreciate it. You will now leave a lasting legacy in that community and all other community that you have extended your solutions to. So the social impact wheel is very important to consider in your solution. So all these are all what you have discussed are very germane in design thinking process to solving problems identified or social problems in the community. If you have any question, remember to drop it in the comment section. Thank you for listening. Do like and subscribe, and also comment on the comment section. Thank you for your time.